Meach has had quite a lot of involvement with hydrogen fuel cells. We're working with machinery developers and technology developers in close contact in the early stages of their designs. We're focused on removing static and removing dangerous contamination in the fuel cell technology. It's still early stages of development in most cases. Meach is an international company. We work in Asia, Europe and the US, and there's different stages of development around the globe. So in most cases we're working at prototyping stage as developers and machinery manufacturers are moving from that manual static build into a semi-automated process. And what's really good is we're engaging now. By engaging early, you can actually work with them and integrate your solution rather than coming late in the stage where you've got space restrictions or process stages are designed and you're having to somehow fit in. Of course, in some of the regions, they are scaled up, and in those cases, we have provided solutions at fully scaled up solutions too. So the project work continues, but the point I would make is the earlier we get involved, the better. So with the pressures on green energy solutions, we're going to be seeing more and more technology coming through, more and more demands, and we're learning all the time and we're ready to help. Rather like the battery technology, in the early days, a lot of the technology is developed in a lab. It's produced in a sort of a static build, sort of manual process, very low volumes. Then it progresses to a prototype stage where it's semi-automated and you're trying to move towards that more continuous flow line approach. At each stage, there's more automation. And as you move towards the continuous flow line approach, which is high volumes, that's when you have major challenges with static, as well as contamination, as you're picking and moving different components through the process. So our point there is if we can be involved early on in that stage, we can really help in foreseeing where those problems can occur and help design those in and arrive at an earlier solution with higher yields. We're involved in the key process stages around producing the catalyst-coated membrane, which is where the electrochemical process takes place to actually deliver the electric charge in the vehicle or in the final application. So we make sure that that component is fully optimized, and we make sure that the processes flow as quickly as possible without material misbehaviors. We're using our expertise to assist these specialist manufacturers to ensure that there's no static and there's no contamination. So we remove static when you're unwinding the roll. We ensure that the roll is clean prior to the critical coating being layered onto that membrane. There's also issues where there is challenging contamination after the drying process. We remove that. And we do a final clean and a final removal of static just prior to the rewind. So all of the components, all of the material is clean, neutrally charged, and ready to be passed on to the next process. Another process that we're involved in is sometimes we think of static being always troublesome. In fact, static can be really useful in a process in continuous converting lines. So we can actually target static charges to hold materials in place, to pin them temporarily, and also to help with inspection. So that's another area that we're working on within this market. We're offering our latest technology from Meach. So in terms of neutralizing troublesome static charges, we're offering our Hyperion range, our latest technology, programmable DC bars. You can adjust them for polarity, for distance, and for the environment. When you've got multiple bars on a system, then we can actually connect those as well. And so new technology we're also bringing in is smart control. Now with this, you can have up to 30 devices connected on a single line. So multiple bars, you can have sensors there so that there's feedback. So any changes in terms of charges due to environment, materials, speeds, then it will automatically be sensed. You don't need the operator to be adjusting things, or you're, even worse, losing the effectiveness of those devices. It's automatic, it adjusts, and you optimize the material flow. The other key area, as we've talked about, is removing troublesome contamination. We have the widest range of web cleaners, both contact type and non-contact type. So we're offering high precision contact cleaning on semi-bonded contamination. For example, we have that issue in this technology after the drying process. Also, you've got some very sensitive materials running through the production line for hydrogen fuel cells. So for those, you must use non-contact cleaning. So we have double-sided cleaning on a traditional web path. But for those materials that are really sensitive in terms of tension, then we have a specialist solution to clean over the roller using powerful vacuums and positive airflows to ensure that we can clean them, but we don't put any stress on the web. In all cases with our web cleaners though, we have static control built in as well. So we'll neutralize the charge, clean, and then neutralize. So it goes in with contamination, it's cleaned, and it leaves clean and neutral.